I already did.
Ah, the one time I remember.
Well, you better really remember because
Welcome to this Tuesday, September 23rd edition of All Things Agents. Um, so I don't have anything particular planned today. I see a couple of new faces, so I think let's start there with our intros and welcome. So at the beginning of every meeting, we give some time for people to introduce themselves. If you've never been to a meeting before, um, so yeah, you don't have to, but it'd be good to hear from everyone.
Yeah, sure. So I am Ishan Sani. I am from India and just started working in open source. And just hi to everyone.
Hey there, welcome. Good to have you. Yeah, I just saw you. You asked for assignment on an issue, so I assigned that to you. Looking forward to your contribution. Um, all right, Sam. I'm gonna call you out because we work
Hey,
together.
yes, I work on the product team at Solo, and I've been getting more involved
Oh,
in.
product.
Oh no! But I've been starting to play with it a little more, and looking forward to participate in these meetings, and yeah, kind of see where this is going. Really excited.
Yeah. This, by the way, I'm totally joking. I'm freaking over the moon about this. Kagent absolutely needs some product love, and that is just not my forte. So really excited to have Sam here.
I enjoy
Let me
any chance
actually.
to work closely with you, Eitan.
Oh, yeah, we've worked closely in a while.
It's been a minute.
All right, let me pull up actually the thing that you are here for. I will add it. Yeah. Incubation. Incubation dot. Yeah. So welcome, Sam. I don't know in how much capacity you'll be doing product things for Kagent, but definitely really excited about this for this one thing for sure. So we can get into that in a sec. Cool. All right. I think that's everyone else I've seen before. So announcements / updates. Dimitro, you have the first one.
Yeah, I just like last time I mentioned, there some people probably have not enough knowledge about ADK and more like internals of the agent, especially like building blocks, also some additional features which ADK provides, and we are not yet supporting in Kagent, and we want to support. So I started to look in the direction of some courses and trainings in ADK. So I found this course, which is pretty good overview, and some labs on different types of agents, covering also the workflow agents and the way you can communicate between agent and agent as a tool or agent as a sub-agent. I think those are interesting topics, especially like when you're building from scratch, you need to decide how to do it, and this training gives you a good background how to do it, best practices and everything.
Awesome. But yeah, I should probably also take a look at that. I'm flying by the seat of my teeth here. Cool.
Just
Awesome.
moving
Thanks for
too
sharing
fast.
that. Yeah. True. Cool. All right, that's awesome. Yeah, definitely recommend checking that out. I'll be checking it out too, I think. Cool. So next is Sam. Do you want to talk a little bit about what you've been working on?
Yeah, for sure. So as part of achieving incubation status for the project, there's kind of a few due diligence steps we need to go through. And one of those is a security self-assessment, kind of highlighting the existing security best practices or just being transparent about what gaps may exist and kind of identifying them as part of the roadmap for this project. So Eitan nicely linked here a PR that kind of takes a first pass at this, and I'd certainly welcome any feedback on it. As someone newer to the project, there are likely aspects of it that I am not fully well versed in. So I will be continuing to try and iterate on this later today, and and 100% would welcome any feedback on this. Is there anything I can clarify for people or questions I can answer right
Yes.
now?
What's the incubation readiness doc?
Yeah, so we can even step into Ita, if you wanna step into what you're
Oh yeah.
sharing right there, we might be able to work our way back through. If you click into the issue that's referenced there in the PR actually.
Oh, 1 second. Oh
Because
my
so
God,
basically, like the security self-assessment is one component of the due diligence for incubation, and so yeah, so Eitan, it linked in the CNCF incubation due diligence review, kind of just below the issue definition. Yeah, so here's kind of the high level breakdown of the steps that
this is done,
kind of,
right?
that's done in the sense that the badge is referenced on the project README. It's not yet at
Got it.
100%. There's basically 2 more criteria we need to complete. But in essence, this
Okay.
is our application to say, hey, has this achieved the level that an incubation project has? And so you'll notice on the issue, we've gone through and said, like the project was already in great shape with kind of governance and standards and maintainers. And so this issue tracks the work that's been done so far, and kind of the 2 remaining pieces of work that we'll need to do are the security self-assessment and kind of achieve a passing grade on the Open SSF badge. Both of those tasks are in progress right now. Unfortunately, one of the challenges is just for the Open SSF badge, we need to adjust the 2 criteria that we actually do meet. But in order to do so, you need to have access to the badge, and there's some transference that needs to happen behind the scenes. So we're a little blocked on that right now. Chris, does that answer your question around? I believe it was you who asked kind of the.
It was, yeah. Yes and no. So yes,
Okay.
okay, cool. I understand what it's trying to achieve, but I suppose me being a novice to open source and everything like that, I don't understand what is the purpose of it.
As in kind of to go through the CNCF stages.
Correct.
Where
Right,
we're initially in the sandbox stage, and kind of trying to demonstrate both the progression within the community of kind of how stable, how useful of a project this is, and kind of in this next stage, it's a little more security focused to say, for others to willingly adopt it, have we met the criteria required? And so kind of this is the next step for the project, just to demonstrate kind of how robust it is.
Cool. That makes sense now. Yep. Sorry for the dumb question.
No
Not
dumb
a dumb
questions at all. Yeah. Even as you say that, I think like I can probably do a better job of trying to represent, or we can probably do a better job of trying to represent kind of the value of this. And so I'll try and update the high level issue, not just saying, hey, here's what it is to achieve incubation status, but like here's why this is valuable.
Awesome. Thanks.
Perfect. All right. Oops. All right. Well, thank you so much, Sam. And obviously, moving to incubation will be awesome for the health of our, for the future and health of our project. So really excited about that.
Yes, and Chris, I was just going to add one little thingy. I don't know if maybe you guys mentioned that, but the CNCF, the way they're treating a sandbox project is very different than incubation. They're actually kind of like not even seeing it really as a CNCF project until it's moving to incubation. But once we're moving to incubation, now we can get the whole a firehouse of them helping us push that project. This is mean that you're getting a maintainer talks. It means that you're getting marketing, you're getting a lot of info. They're really helping you to push the project. So we want that, right? I mean, we want everybody to use that. So as a community, I think. So that's the reason we feel, and honestly, that this community is awesome and the rest. So I think it's ready for the next one. So that's why we're trying to push it, because then, as I said, we'll get a lot of help from the CNCF, which I think that's what we would love to have. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for that context. Yeah. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. So the next one we've got here is a demo. So something a little more exciting. Peter, do you wanna
We're
take it
already
away?
at the demo stage. I was like, I thought
Yeah,
I
yeah.
had like at least 20 more minutes.
You got no. You gotta jump right in.
All right, let me figure out my windows and share my screen. All right, so I think that's the right screen. You'll tell me if you see it. Yes. Yeah, so I'll be demoing the TUI, not as in airline and or it's terminal UI. So previously we had kind of an interactive UI, but we figured we should make it look nicer, maybe. So this is the first edition of it. The graphic is really nice. You have to give me
It's pretty
props
cool.
for that.
Appreciate props. Yeah.
I spend way too much time on that. All right. Anyway, so the idea here would be that, by the way, you can still use all the other existing commands that are there in Kagent, right? You can do install, init, deploy, get, like all of those, right? But the default experience is when you run the CLI, you'll end up in this UI. So you can go and pick an agent. I'll go with the Kubernetes agent because I already have some of the sessions here. I think I need to add a little bit of space here between the sessions on the left and the actual text in the middle. With tab, you can move around. You can see I can pick different sessions here. I can do Command S and say demo new session to create a new session. Go. And then down here, I can say, what can you do? Go. It's going to go and respawn. You've seen this, right? If you've played with Kagent, you've seen this. And then you can also do tool calls. You can say, show me all services in my cluster. It works basically exactly the same way as the previous UI. The only thing is it looks maybe a little bit closer to the UI that we have. Also, Control D. It's going to open the side panel on the right. It's going to show you the name of your agent, the description, and the tools that it's using. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And you can go back.
That was a secret feature. I didn't know about the Control D.
That's
not documented.
It works
Peter,
in the UI as well, right?
What's that?
It works in the UI as well. You can like expand them and close them.
Yes.
On the web interface.
Oh my God. Nobody told me about these features.
Yeah, like UI itself. If you press, I think it's B or something, or
it's B or D. It's one or the other. I can't remember.
One of these, and then it hides, and
yeah.
This one I should add like Control D here at the bottom. I didn't want to have it open because then it kind of squishes everything together, and maybe we should do the same for sessions, right? To just hide.
Also, how do you navigate between sessions?
Tab. So you do tab, and then you go.
There's no key map. Peter, I was like, how do I do this? I didn't get that far. I kept creating new sessions because I was like, how do I get to
yeah. I think there's. I mean, this is like the base.
Hey, no. Don't worry. It looks amazing. I'm totally messing.
We can easily add like a comment down here where the keys are to say use tab to like switch between the different the different windows. Well, the only thing that you can switch between is sessions and the chat here, right? But yeah, so I think this is merged, right, Eitan?
Yeah, I'm planning to do a release today. There's a bunch of fixes that are going in.
Also, I want to show you this. So we're using the Go library. I think it's called Bubbles. I think it might be Bubbles or something.
Bubble tea,
whatever. So something like that. So this is like an example. Well, this is an actual like product that they have. I just want to show you Oops, not what I wanted to do. Like there are other, what I wanted to say is that there are other things that we could implement in terms of like, we could implement like listing all the tools, listing all the MCP servers that you have defined, right? Just want to see, right? So you can do like menus like these. So, and then get like a full session like this. I just didn't have a lot of time to play with this, but if like contributions are welcome, right? So feel free to like add features if you want to. But yeah, this is in.
Awesome.
Awesome. Super excited about this. Yeah, awesome work. I think we've talked about having like the original chat UI outlived its usefulness. So really happy to see this. Cool. Lynn, did you still want to demo something, or
Yeah,
were
I can demo
you-
something, not entirely fully working, but since I promised this demo for a while, I feel bad if I don't demo. So apologize if I'm not very much prepared, because I have been trying to get my K-Agent environment working for the past day or so. So let me start sharing my screen. So unfortunately, Google sharing screen hasn't been working. So I'm going to share my entire screen, see if it works better. All right. Passed the first test, which is sharing screen. All right. So you guys can see my screen, right? So I'm going to drag onto your two monitors. So bear with me a little bit. So I'm going to share, first of all, share my Kubernetes cluster. This is my cluster that has a bunch of stuff running. So I have Istio Ambient running. I have Argo. I have a demo application deployed. I have Prometheus running so that I can visualize everything. I have the AI reliability agent running also in Ambient. I have the entire K-agent running in Ambient. I also have Agent Gateway running as an ingress gateway, which is managed by K-Gateway. I also have, by the way, the KMCP. Okay, oh right, the KMCP we hadn't merged to K-Agent, right? So which is why I still have KMCP running. And I also have a MCP namespace running that had two of my MCP server. So these are deployed through the MCP server resource using KMCP. And I have Agent Gateway fronting the two MCP servers, serving as the MCP gateway for these two MCP server. So the first thing I actually did was to upgrade my agent to work with the new agent definition. So this is, sorry, I think I deployed I thought I deployed the version. Let me double check. So I thought I deployed the version 2, but let me double check. Maybe I didn't. Let me make sure I deployed the version 2. So this is my AI reliability agent. Let me open that up. Sorry about it's really live. You can see. Okay, so I want to deploy this AI reliability agent, but let me walk through you what are the changes I have to make to moving from V1 Alpha 1 to V1 Alpha 2, which I just did recently after moving to the latest K-agents. So effectively, like Atom has been mentioning this for a long time for the past few weeks, we added a type, the old default type, which I think is still the default type, is declarative, but now because we can do BYO, so that's another type. So, and in addition to the type, we are also requiring the agents to move most of the configuration into declarative when the agent is declarative. So you can see I had the model config, the system instruction, and also the tools all moved to be the declarative blob. As far as of the tools, I have multiple MCP server I'm consuming. So the one is the Kagent tool server. Thank you, Dimitro, for making that available. So I'm using a bunch of tools from the Kagent tool server, and I'm consuming it as a remote MCP server. In addition to that, I'm also consuming this GitHub MCP server, which I'm accessing it through the agent gateway, serving as a MCP gateway. This is why the name is agent gateway MCP server, and I'm using a bunch of tools from this particular agent gateway MCP gateway, which is there a question? Sorry, I can't see.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I want to ask if you changing files. I see here you have create or update file, right? So how exactly this is working? This is just using the remote MCP of GitHub and it's able to modify files remotely, or you need actually to check out these files somewhere?
Which files are you referring to? These files?
Yeah, yeah, correct. If you are creating pull requests and you need to modify something, some updates in file from the agent, right?
Yep.
So is this the only tool that you are using to create update file tool?
Yeah, so basically the agent can consume these tools directly, even though the agents are consuming them through the agent gateway.
Okay, just, yeah, I always thought that you need somewhere to check out the Git branch in some kind of like a workspace or some.
No, I don't need to, thankfully. Yeah. Yes, I see your question now. Yeah, so the only thing I need to do is, first of all, I have to deploy the GitHub MCP server, which, okay, so if I can get my screen working. Okay, so first of all, I need to, if I go to the pods here, right? So I basically have to deploy the GitHub MCP server, which I'm deploy it as a MCP server resource. So this is the definition for the GitHub MCP server. Now I'm a little afraid. Okay, I didn't have my secrets in here. So as you can see, it's consumed the secrets from the secrets here. So that's one MCP server I deployed. The other one is the Google Slides, which I'm still working on that. So, all right, so let me actually refresh my AI reliability agent, because apparently I deployed an older version. So, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop into a command prompt here, and I'm going to go to, I think it's called Kagent demo, which is the one that we just reviewed together. Let me just making sure this is the version 2 we are going to deploy together. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete the AI reliability agent, and I'm going to apply this one here, and finger crossed that should reach running pretty quickly. Let me double check the definition, making sure it is using the latest agent definition. All right, why is still version 1? I'm confused now. I think 8 on this might be stored in the database incorrectly.
It's, where do you see version? It's generation only.
No, it has the how did you what version of Kagent do you have running?
I have a pretty recent one. Is it like this? So 6.1.14. That's last Friday.
That's very weird. The served version should be.
This should be the version 2, which I'm confused now. Yes, but this is actually running the latest version of Kagent, and
so technically the V1 Alpha 1 CRDs are still in there because of how it's whatever. It's a long story, but the CRDs are still technically in the system. The version V1 Alpha 1, but it shouldn't make a difference for how you're looking like that particular thing.
Yeah, so because you can see it's deploying my new agent
Yeah.
with type declarative. Okay, I think I know why now. Maybe it's so because if
I
you
think
look at here, it's actually it
that
says
that might be a K9's issue.
yeah, it might be a K9 issue. Oh, okay, good. Because when we look at the agent to get the detail, it's actually V1 alpha 2. All right, so that is my agent deploy. So let me bring up the, gosh, I hate this button. So this is my UI. But one thing before I hop onto the UI, I want to show you the tools I got. Actually, I want to show you the tool server I got. This is the one I config with the agent gateway. So you can see through agent gateway supports multiplexing to multiple MCP server. In this case, I have agent gateway config to fronting the GitHub MCP server, which had a bunch of tools made available from the GitHub MCP server. I also had agent gateway fronting the Google Slide MCP server. And the other interesting thing I did here is if you go to the paths here of the agent gateway, which I need to scroll down here. Oh, I did set up port forwarding. Let me check what port forwarding I set up for that. Okay, so I set up port forwarding to 15001, I think. Okay, so let's go there quickly. So if I go to 15001, you can see this is the UI for the MCP gateway implemented using agent gateway, and it's listening on port 3000. It has a route config to one backend, and in that one backend, it has two targets, which is the multiplexing MCP server I was talking about. So it has the GitHub MCP server. It also have the Google Slides MCP server, so you can see GitHub and Google Slides in there. And one other thing I want to show you is it also have interesting policy in this case. So if I select the policy, you can see I have a MCP authorization policy. And if I hit the edit button, so thank you, Peter, actually make this UI work for me. You can see the I'm using a cell-based authorization configuring agent gateway to say out of all the 30 plus GitHub tools, I'm only exposing 7 out of them, which are search, pull request, gets and file contents, and create files, create branch, and list and create pull request. And then I'm also exposing a few tools from the Google Slides MCP server. So this is how you could potentially using agent gateway as an MCP gateway to not only do multiplexing, but also do MCP authorization that you only limit to a subset of the tools that you want to expose to your agents. All right, so that's how you get to see this many tools from the agent gateway fronting my MCP server. So hopping back to my agents, which is this one here, we have, I think right now, I've tried both GPT and also Gemini model. And unfortunately, none of these models have been very successful so far, but I can show you what I got. So I have this environment that has my demo application deployed. I think I have the latest sync to my demo application. I'm configuring HTTP routes on my agent gateway, which I deploy through Kgateway in the Kgateway system. It has this demo app routes to config when the traffic arrives on the agent gateway in the Kgateway system. I want the traffic to forward to the demo service. So if you go to reaching out this on my local host, which I've put forward into 8888, so you can see it's not forwarding into the demo application correctly. So I'm going to ask Kagent, my AI reliability agent, to help me debugging this. So I'm going to say the demo service in the default namespace cannot be reached from the this is why I really prefer a voice function. I think somebody in the community actually mentioned they would love to provide that voice function, because sometimes typing takes too long from the agent gateway in the gateway.
You can always turn on the dictation support in Mac OS and have that, right?
Oh, Peter, maybe you can show me how to do that offline.
I don't know how to do it, but I'm pretty sure there's accessibility options in Mac OS that allow you to do that. There's
Yeah, I've
Okay.
never tried
right?
it. Maybe, yeah, I've never tried it, but maybe, yeah. But we should add. I mean, also, I think
Yeah, we
it's-
should add, but I know how to do that on my phone. It's just not obvious to do it on my Mac. Okay, so this is my user message. Basically, I'm asking the agent, hey, I'm getting this not able to reach. Can you debug? So I'm going to send the request to the agent, and let's see what the agent says. So ideally, we want the agent to be able to debugging this for us after checking a bunch of stuff. So it looks like it's going to check connectivities. It's going to check the logs make sure the pods are running, have the right endpoint. Yes. So it's asking me if it's trying to persist connectivity test from the pod. Basically, it finds out that both of the pods are running. And let's see, it checks, okay, so it actually checks the demo service exists on port 80, and then it checks the target port is 80.0.0.1. So it's trying to do connectivity, yes. By the way, one thing I noticed with moving to newer version of Kagent is the interaction has been very, very verbose between the user, because it used to be the agent doesn't ask me a tons of things. It actually make a lot of decision. So as you can see right now, it's asking me pretty much the same thing, asking about the connectivity tests, and I've kind of said yes a couple of times. And I think it's still trying to testing connectivity. This is where I think there's a problem somehow that it's not providing like the correct instruction. It's stuck on this instruction for a little while. And so I don't know if
Yeah, it's
anybody
interesting.
has any comments. I think we may need to offline investigate that. Eitan, go ahead.
No, it's interesting. I've been playing around with a bunch of different models, and so far, it seems like honestly, I've had the most luck with Claude, which is what you know. But yeah, it's interesting. Like, there's some combination of the model and your system prompt and the framework, but I'm not 100% sure what's going on, because yeah, it's very weird. I don't know.
Yeah,
I honestly don't really know what's happening.
if you just look on the left side, it's 4.1 mini actually. So it's supposed to be more just for the dev quick test, but for the real demo, it's better to use GPT 4.1 or like Ethan said, maybe, Anthropic or something.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it works pretty well with AutoGen. That I do recall before we moved to
For simple tool instructions, like if you just give some question and it's like runs for you some tool, yes. But if you want really to actually understand the problem and make some kind of a decision and solution, I think you need a little bit more thinking kind of capabilities.
Yeah.
Is that what you have success so far, Dimitro, with GPT 4.1?
4.1 in this sense has a little bigger context, right? And it's will be able to figure out maybe the solution given the data.
Yeah, I've been having the best luck with Claude 4 or Gemini Pro. The Gemini 2.5 Flash, I find, was not able to figure out a problem I just gave it. Neither was OpenAI or GPT-4.1 Mini. So, but I do think that there are problems where our framework, like our system it can get a little bit stuck at times, which is separate from the fact that the actual models are not figuring out the solutions.
Yeah, I definitely agree because right now I feel like it's asking the same thing again.
And also like in below you have this usage, right? Is it our like context usage or not?
It should be, but I agree that doesn't make a lot. Well, yes, it is.
Yeah,
But it's very low.
Which context are you
Considering.
referring to?
You have the usage in the chat window.
Oh, this
in the chat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is pretty low. Yeah, does anybody have anything else regarding any other questions regarding the demo? So unfortunately, it's not fully working yet after moving to the latest K-agent, but the idea is supposed to generate a PR and create a branch with the fix and resolve that 503 issue. That's what we want the agents to do. But one thing is really interesting. Oh, the one thing I could potentially show you is we actually get a really nice graph of what's happening because we're collecting all the metrics through Istio Ambient. So as you can see, this is the last minute. I can probably change to last 10 minutes and I can probably enable security and traffic animation. Let me change this to dark mode. I think it looks better. So as you can see, I have this AI reliability agent and this agent is accessing the agent gateway, which the agent gateway was fronting the GitHub MCP server and the Google Slide MCP server. And I showed you the agent gateway was able to serving as the MCP gateway, apply RBAC authorization policy that's cell-based, right? It shows also the agent, the AI reliability agent was using K-agent tools. And what else it shows? Yeah, that's about it. I was hoping to show the demo application, but I guess because we only visited once, so we didn't have any metrics for that enough to generate a graph. But at least by putting my pods in ambient, I instantly get metrics. I instantly get mutual TLS, secure communication, and I didn't have to do anything other than just label the namespace, which is very powerful too. All right, that's all I want to show. Any questions?
I haven't got any questions, but that's just awesome. This is the next bit that I want to do because I just finished my one that does the scraping and the agent and then pushes to GitHub and creates the PR and stuff. But I can't see what it's doing at the moment. So this is what I want to do next.
Oh yeah, put in ambient. It gives you that nice visibility right away.
Nice.
I have a question regarding these expressions. You mentioned the authorization will work on expression, right? But we still can discover the tools, so it's not affecting the call when we list the tools from the remote server. It's only not allowing you to call it, right? The blocking the tool call, or is it become hidden in the inspector?
This is a great question. So the way this is one thing I actually forgot to show. So one thing I did with the MCP server, let me share back my screen, just making it clear to everybody. Share the entire window. So if you look at the MCP server here, So I had two MCP server, and if you look at the GitHub MCP server, I actually disabled the discovery. Thank you, JM, help implementing that feature in K-agent, because I don't want K-agent to automatically discover my MCP server the moment it's deployed. So basically, I had discovered disabled for GitHub MCP server and Google Slides MCP server. And I only make access through agent gateway so that I didn't put this in, but I could easily apply a policy to say there's no access to GitHub MCP server or Google Slides unless it's from agent gateway. Does that answer your question?
Partially.
Okay,
Yeah,
what's the other part?
So
Sorry.
when the controller will try to find the tools, right, on the gateway.
Yeah.
Okay, there are two phases. One phase, you just list them and you get back a list of tools and you can refer them and link together, right? And second one, when you invoke the tool, you will have the policy check, right? If you allow it or not.
Yeah,
right?
so the
So
policy will be actually checked at the list time, and also you can only actually use the tools that's on the list. Does that make sense? So if you go to tools here, you only see the 7 tools out of GitHub, not the 30, 20 plus.
Okay.
So the policy is actually applied at runtime.
So what you see, what you get, right? So you will be
what
able
you see is what you can use.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, great question. I forgot to show that, which I think is very powerful because I do believe it makes a lot of sense to put an MCP gateway in front of MCP servers and have it providing like governance observability for the MCP server. All right, thank you, Peter, for that dictation. I need to check it. Appreciate that.
Cool. All right, thanks so much, Lynn. Yeah, I think, one thing so I have a PR that's about to go in for mock LLMs. And I think in general, we've been adding a lot of stuff to Kagent, and like stability is now like definitely something that we want to focus on, especially going into this incubation period. So if anyone is running into bugs or anything, please get issues up for them, and I think that's going to be a big focus over the next month or so to make sure that we're stabilizing everything and making the experience as good as possible with all sorts of different models and blah blah blah. So definitely, like the more information that we can get on those, the better, of course, because it helps to fix them quicker. So yeah, that's all I've got. Does anyone else have anything they want to mention before we hop off for the week?
I mean, I got a small thing. It's not so much. It's not a bug. It was just a use case, and I don't know if this is me and the way I work use case or what. But before I implemented Cloudflare tunnels to access my Kagent UI, which is what I do now, which is solid. It works nice. I actually use Tailscale to access it, so I could do stuff like on my phone from elsewhere. But I have to run a shadow service for Kagent because we don't support annotations in the service on Kagent.
We absolutely should. Yeah, that's just. Are you sure? Are you sure?
Unless it's changed, but I didn't see it there. I could be wrong, but yeah, I ended up just deploying a shadow service. Unless I'm
you're
just
right.
being stupid, I've missed it.
No.
Yeah.
We don't. We absolutely should. We support labels, but not annotations for some reason.
Yeah. But it works though, which was quite nice. So yeah.
No, that's a super common use case. We should absolutely support that. Yeah. Yeah, I think generally just like making sure that we have annotations and labels supported across all of our resources. Yeah, it looks like right now we have labels on everything, but annotations on nothing. So that's a good note. Yeah, we'll definitely, yeah. Oops.
Awesome. This thing, this is like that was the only came up that first time, and then I was like, oh, okay, cool, yeah. Always the way, right? Even though I've dumped it and used Cloudflare tunnels, so who cares?
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do? But in general, I mean, when you set up Ingress and all these other things, it often requires adding annotations. So All right. Any other updates, questions, comments, concerns?
Did we
Log
mention
videos.
we
I
are
have
trying
just
to?
I'm just trying to still process the demo from Lean and about this kind of cycle of agent calls when it's stuck or something. And I just, because I was doing this lab of ADK recently, they were showing their kind of like a loop workflow with exit loop and different things where actually you can have an agent defined with this loop and the condition when, the result is good. So you can reiterate on your troubleshooting issue, or let's say if you're writing an article, you can kind of have one agent which is trying to write a text, another agent trying to be a reviewer and saying is it enough or it's not enough, or like pushing it again. So instead of user, we can have like extra agent in the loop, which is sort of making sure the quality of the result and other stuff, which again, this topic of workflow agent support and the way we build it. So probably that would be like something I really want to go and reiterate on this demo scenario and try to see if we can build something with workflow agents, maybe.
For sure.
Yeah, some friends and I had discussed this, where you could maybe have like even a panel of agents, and you could have different backends or different models, and they could come to a consensus. Or if they can't come to a consensus, they could point it out, right? So
exactly. So workflow agent in this sense can be like a team of the abstraction is like a team of agents. Yeah, it can be like all of them in parallel. Just try to check their own things on the task and then come back, or you can do it like sequentially. So yeah, I'll be looking. I will continue to look on this. But Lynn, can I just run your demo somewhere? Is it like open source it and I can take it from the repo and run
okay,
it?
so yeah, I'll try. Many people have been asking me. I'll try put the instruction out. The only thing is the demo application may be a little bit hard to run, but I'm trying to think through if we could use another simple demo application to run. Because the goal is to be able to debugging connectivity problems, so it doesn't have to use that demo app, even though it's a lot cooler to use that demo app in a real conference, but not for virtual conference. So I will try to put some instruction out. I'm actually writing a book with Christian Posta on AI agents in Kubernetes, and we're highlighting this AI reliability agent in the book as well. That's why we're trying to get working with Kagent, because we're trying to get the book ready, like a physical copy for KubeCon Atlanta. But I will be providing the steps for you. Maybe a simplified steps, because Dimitro, I don't think you need Istio ambient. I don't think you need agent gateway just to simplify the setup. I do think you will need Argo, K-agent, KMCP, and maybe that's it. And then you need to access to a good large language model. So I'm trying to produce a simplified version, even though there are people who actually ask me, they want to run the complex version as well. So
yeah, I mean rather like if we have this particular use case where you have a misconfiguration on the port or something, we can use it also as a part of evaluation, because the expected thing is like we expect the Kagent to find the solution, right? And find it in the some amount of iterations. So it's something that I would really love to see, that we kind of put it in our E2E test, like evaluation test, and see that it works. And we can say, okay, this model is good because it's able to find solution for the Istio problem or stuff like that.
Yeah.
I
So
totally agree.
let me working on the steps, because Eitan was asking me too. So I'll have it sometime today to both of you, a simplified version. Yeah.
Thank you.
That would be perfect.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the interest. Great questions too. I appreciate them.
Waiting for the book.
Are you coming to KubeCon?
Not to North America. I can try still, but was not planned. Yeah.
Just curious.
By the
Cool.
way, did Sam mention we're doing incubation? Sam is doing a lot of work
Yes.
to put in. Okay, perfect. Then I'll shut up.
No,
But
no.
never shut up more. But you can probably
no.
share more. But we talked about it a little bit at the beginning.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
that's good. We'll share more when we have more progress, but that's based on the community feedback. So thank you for that suggestion. All right, great. So great seeing everybody. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.
Thank you.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
See ya.
Later.
See you next time.